Hey guys, Rob Bass here. Just wanted to let you know that if you like our podcast and want to support us, be sure to check us out at patreon.com/GeekCastLive. That is patreon.com/GeekCastLive.
GeekCast Joe here. As some of you know, I'm a morning person. As all of you know, morning people are the worst type of people. For help dealing with people like me, I recommend a switch to Death Wish Coffee, the world's strongest coffee. When you're checking out, be sure to use the discount code GeekCast for 15% off your order. Who knows? Maybe you'll become a morning person too. Death Wish Coffee, now available in the App Store and on Google Play.
Hello, friends. Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/GeekCastLive. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
What's up, everybody? GCR here, asking you to head on over to iTunes and subscribe and review our show. And then follow us on Twitter at GeekCastLive and retweet the hell out of us. I promise that if you do, I will eat this entire grapefruit. I'm not kidding. I'll eat the whole thing.
It's a trap!
All right, knuckleheads, welcome to episode 333 of the GeekCast Live podcast. I'm your host, GCR, and with me, as always,
Rob Bass.
And not Cartoon Joe.
No, Cartoon Joe is not with us this week. He's
riff-raffing this week, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's at a riff-raff concert, actually, in
Connecticut?
Dover, Delaware.
Right?
Yeah. Dover. He loves Delaware. I don't know why he loves Delaware so much, but he loves it.
Yeah.
Their pickles. Their pickles are fantastic.
That makes sense. They don't have a lot of salt in the ground.
There's a hell of a pickle farm in Willamette, which I think is in Delaware. I don't
Delaware is the one state I haven't been to this week. Continental.
Have you? You've been to the other four. You've been to the other 48 or 47.
Yeah.
More importantly, you came through Indiana and you didn't see us, you fuck.
No, I lied. I've only been through 10 states this week.
Can you, what 10 states
comes out?
Washington, Montana, Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa. That's only 9. I'll be in Illinois tomorrow.
That's still a haul. You driving?
Yeah. I had to go. I landed. I landed in Spokane, Washington on Monday, and picked up a vehicle, and away we go. So I was looking forward to my GeekCast Live podcast last night from Bumblefuck, Kansas, but that's no longer the case. I'm in Bumblefuck, Iowa.
What's the high school that people in Bumblefuck, Kansas go to? Is it like Bumblefuck High or?
It's one of those like trade school deals. Like a co-op
for like bad kids.
Yeah, their mascot's the Tanners.
The Tanners.
Like a leather.
Not a very inspired lot.
Like a leather worker.
Exactly, like hide. Well, they were the hide curers until 1906, and then they just decided to shrink it down to fit the T-shirts.
The Bumblefuck Tanners. From the Bumblefuck Leather Trade School.
God.
No offense to our Topeka fans. Shout out. Much love to KU and such.
Yeah, that was very Scott Van Pelt of you.
I love me some Van Pelt. I really miss him. I like Danny Cannell, but I miss Van Peasy.
Yeah. I stay up normally for his Sports Center, though.
He was featured on
it's impossible.
P. Diddy album, right?
He was. Van Peasy?
Yeah.
He was featured on that. Well, it was when he wasn't P. Diddy at the time.
He was just Puff Daddy back then.
Right. Right before he was Sean Puffy Combs.
Those are bad years.
I think he should have stuck with that, honestly.
Well, and then Biggie got popped, and so he.
It's funny you say that, and this is no lie, because I was listening to it. Luckily, this vehicle has Sirius. Otherwise, this drive would have been much more menacing. But they played the
or it would have been
that
fun.
"I'll Be Missing You" song,
Right.
and I was just sitting here watching the YouTube clip of the one with Sting from the VMAs. Rob has no idea what we're talking about, but
Nope.
that's a true story. That's a true dead Biggie Smalls story.
I just like that
I
Rob
really
just
enjoyed
said,
that story.
Rob
Thank you
just
for
said,
telling it.
nope. Sure don't.
I'm not even really disappointed in you. You were still a zygote when that came out. So
What's
it's not
amazing
your
to
fault.
me, and I think I'm the only one who remembers it, but at the time when the whole East Coast, West Coast rap battle, like rap war was going on, with Tupac and Biggie and Suge Knight.
Oh, that was right in my
all them.
wheelhouse.
Well, when all that was going on, there was this thing on Comedy Central where there was an East Coast, West Coast comedians like riff going on, and it was all tongue in cheek. But I really remember seeing like Janine Garofalo on some sort of like fire escape in like the Bronx, talking about how if she, the second she sees Andy Dick, she's going to pop a cap in his ass. But I can't find
I think that's everybody's natural reaction.
They deleted that off of the old interweb.
I've scoured the internet looking because it was they did like a whole like a Vice documentary about the comedy wars in the United States, and I mean it was like Jon Stewart was in it, but this was this was early '90s, and I can't find it anywhere. I don't even know what to look. When you type in like comedian East Coast, West Coast, and it's like YouTube actually like looks at you and says like, what?
Which coast would you prefer, jack off?
Yeah, like pick one. What are you talking about? Would you like to rap wars? No, comedians wars. That didn't happen. Maybe
I was West Coast for a while, and then I
Is there a reason you were a West Coast comedian fan, or?
I was kind of a Snoop guy.
So
from the
just
get-go,
all things
but
West
then-
Coast then.
Yeah, but then the emergence of one Sean Carter kind of started to pull my leanings more left.
Sean Carter, huh?
Yeah, little Sean Carter Nas action.
I was a West Coast guy myself.
It took me until I was like 19 or 20 before I realized that Dr. Dre couldn't actually rap. And then
he just spoke words.
Well, he's the producer extraordinaire. That's his deal, and he's the man. But he's the West Coast's Puffy. So I sort of just switched away.
West Coast Puffy. The episodes name themselves.
That was actually early for us.
I know.
The halfway mark.
Unusual even, yeah.
So we have a lot to do this episode, and we just spent more time than I planned on talking about rappers.
I'm sorry. That's what happens when I do my live feeds. GCL from the field. You get that.
I enjoyed it.
I'm drinking this delicious iced tea. And that's all. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
I'm drinking coffee.
I've got a Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest.
I mowed the lawn at the old house today, push mowed it, and it was I was thirsty. So I swung in through the liquor store and I got myself a sixer of Stella, and I knew we were out of Coors Light at the house, so I grabbed some of that. And on the way out I saw a beer from the Maui Brewing Company.
Maui Brewing Company. Now, is that actually from Maui, or are
yes.
they just okay?
And it said on there, it was called Pineapple Nana. So I'm thinking it's gonna be like a pineapple shandy. I like grapefruit shandies. Not much of a difference between a grapefruit shandy and a pineapple shandy, really.
Or
infused with magic.
Have you ever been to like begrudgingly you went to your buddy's like kid's second birthday party, and his aunt brought the fruit platter. And then, like, later in the day, when the fruit had all kind of mingled together, you grabbed, like, a piece of pineapple because you were like, I guess I'll have some of this pineapple. And it tasted like all the other fruit on the tray. That's what this beer was.
Ah, that sounds enticing.
It was not good.
Wait, you
Not
don't
at
like
all.
all the fruit on the tray taste?
No, not at all.
Oh.
Well, no, I mean, maybe if it's like I just pulled all this fruit out of the refrigerator and cut it myself and put it in a one bowl like a fruit salad. I'm into that. But this tasted like the pineapple came off of like you went to like Meijer and you bought yourself the fruit tray because you were told to bring something to the party and you just fucking spaced it.
Phoned it in.
Yeah, that's what it tasted like, and it was not good.
Well, I'm disappointed to hear that.
I'm sad to hear that.
I mean, I'm not. It wasn't supposed to be a pity party.
No, but you've turned it into one.
Well, let's bring. Okay, I'm going to bring it back around. Then. That's my fault. I asked the listeners if there was any questions they wanted answered on this week's episode.
Oh, bold play.
It was bold because we got a lot of questions. So I'm going to read a question, and you can either say pass, and we'll move to the next question, or do you think we're honor bound to answer every question asked?
Let's see how bad the first question is before we do that.
That's fair enough.
How is a rainbow made?
Pass.
No, that's. I'm pretty sure it's unicorn farts.
Unicorn farts, I believe.
Yeah. I think that was Herbert von Rainbow, who came up with that discovery in 1865.
Did Jesus have a dog? If so, what was its name?
Was that Toto?
Yes, of course he did. He wasn't a cat man.
No, Jesus wasn't a cat man. Nor did he scat like a cat man Struthers.
No, he was not a cat scat. Well, that's a tongue twister. Jesus wasn't a cat scat man 5 times fast. And his dog's name was Lucky.
Lucky? Oh.
Yep.
Not Toto.
Well, whatever the Aramaic word for lucky is.
That makes sense. That's the one.
I just know I had a
hairball.
In my throat. I had something in my throat.
Speaking of Catman.
Yeah.
Third question. Why are alligators so angry? Is it because they have all them teeth and no toothbrush?
I think that's just like an old wives' tale. I'm not 100%.
It's because they think alligators get all the chicks.
They are alligators.
Yeah.
I thought you said the question was crocodiles.
Did I say crocodile?
No, it was definitely alligator.
Well, then reverse it.
Because crocodiles are pussy hounds.
Right.
That makes sense.
And they're posers to boot.
What is the capital of Assyria?
Is Assyria different than regular Syria?
Yeah.
It's Assyria. What is the capital of Assyria?
That's a country?
I don't know. So I think I'm going to call it Deja Booty.
I'm going to say it's Thanos.
Like the Mad Titan?
The god? I believe wasn't Assyria like a Mesopotamian, like an old?
Ooh,
I'm saying that the capital was called
John Stamosville.
That makes sense.
No. No.
I think it was close. I think that was actually their first king.
Constantine Maroulis.
Food, water, shelter was the capital. The first capital.
Turns out it was actually a Sir, by the way, in case you guys were actually wondering. Because
he was a knight. Was he knighted?
Yeah, he was. Assyria was the first.
John Stamos was knighted. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep, by the Queen. Just recently. It was last weekend, actually.
True.
Yep, they did. It was
actually him and Bob Saget.
Bob Saget and David Ortiz, Big Papi. Yep, he's Sir Big Papi now.
I think the Ultron ladies are getting ladyships too, but I think that
ladyships.
Ladyships. Like
you are
female,
a scat hound.
Boats.
Ladyships.
You are scat, and not the musical kind.
Next question. What is the plural of hippopotamus?
Hippopotami.
No, it's the Christmas song says hippopotamuses. Right?
It's all she wanted for. I think it's hippopotames.
Is there a Christmas song concerning hippopotamus in the plural?
Yeah, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only a hippopotamus will do. Blah 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 blah. My kids love that song.
No,
but I believe it's hippopotamuses.
Who? How?
I don't know.
Since when has that been a song for Christmas?
Google it. Google I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. I'll do it right now.
I dare you.
Don't dare me. Hold on.
Holy
it's the
shit,
first thing. If you Google it,
that pops up on the Google.
Yeah, I know.
My God.
Here,
this is
hold on. Fuck you guys.
From
Mess with my Christmas.
TV.
Nope,
done.
Only a hippopotamus will do.
Is there a mute button for Nick?
So I do this. I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy.
And there you have it.
I can block him, but I can't mute him.
This is somewhat an almond joy.
Yep. It won't. Nothing but an almond joy won't do. It's a Mounds bar or a hippo or a
That sounds
Crush
like
Punch.
odd plugging.
But somewhere in this song, there's a hippopotamuses, which I don't know if it's grammatically correct, but that's what I'm going with for our answer.
I think that's the closest to an answer we have. What is your favorite color? Now that question was asked by Next Chapter's Tim Vicky, and I don't know if he's asking because he capitalized the word "what" is your favorite color. So he's like, "What is your favorite color?" And I don't know if he's asking like what is the group's collective favorite color,
Do we just
or
take
the
our
individual
colors
answers.
and like mash them together in that instance?
It's gonna be black at that point.
Yeah.
My legitimate answer is blue.
Be more specific than blue. We live in a world where there's colors called macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to that sort of.
So you're not
Crayola.
You're not a Crayola 64 pack. You're like a Crayola 8 pack.
No, I go with like the 16, maybe the 32. But there doesn't need to be like it doesn't need to be like shopping for paint at Lowe's.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't need to be that. But navy blue, how's that?
Navy blue, okay, like a darker blue.
Okay.
My Peckerwood answer would be like one of those like asphyxiation sunburst or whatever. Like they would name one of the things when you're at Menards.
Which is like a yellow orange.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be my dickhead answer.
Asphyxiated sunburst.
I guess mine would probably be Black as the Night Between the Stars, or probably like I don't know.
Are you fishbowling?
Blood of My Enemies Red? I don't know. Like I didn't know how much more specific black or red could get, so.
Legitimately, I think my favorite color is gray with an A.
Why? That's such a bland color.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Charcoal gray, heather gray, smoke gray, powder gray.
More of a heather. I think I would say
like
heather,
a heather gray. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Sasha gray is my favorite color, probably.
Sasha, yeah. Hey, I see what you did there.
Wait, what did you do there?
I made it funny, Rob. Don't worry about it.
Next question. Orange. Is the color named for the fruit or vice versa?
The color is named for the fruit.
I believe that is actually correct. Although I have no basis in that.
I'm gonna say that it's the other way around. I think that the fruit is named for the color.
There you have it. Chris Benner wants to know what's in his pocket.
A buffalo nickel, some sort of locking blade, a pack of zigzags, and the half a movie stub from when he went to see Civil War.
Ooh,
that's what's in its pockets.
I'm gonna go.
Are you sure those weren't the 5 things you would use to summon him?
Like my sub deity Benner, pocket Benner.
Pocket Benner. Let's go with work keys, cell phone, wallet, and Jennifer
You're terrible at this game, Rob. You are awful at this game.
What the fuck? I was gonna say Jennifer Aniston's Playboy cover from the 90s, but
like wadded up so you can't even do anything with it.
Folded up.
No, it's folded as many times
pocket.
It's like the 8 times you can fold a piece of paper before it gets too thick that you can't fold it anymore.
Yeah, and it's tucked away safely in his back pocket at all times. I work with him. I would know.
I believe the contents of his pocket are his keys and phone.
And wallet.
Fuck.
Lord Todd would like to know how much wood. His question is actually, how much wood would a woodchuck? And then it just goes like ellipses off the page. How much would a woodchuck? The correct answer is a woodchuck could chuck all the way to woodchuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. But
and since I believe he can, the answer is 6 chords.
It is 6 chords.
Or 8 faggots if you're an old school literature guy.
Right. Or if you're
British.
Right. If you're a British old school literature guy. Like if you're C.S. Lewis, 8 faggots.
It's 8 faggots.
Mm-hmm.
Or Louis C.K.
Or if you're Louis C.K. Does every lightsaber crystal create an equally powerful saber, or could the blade of one physically overpower another?
Yes, the latter.
The latter. It all has to do with construction.
Crystals, force attunement. There's a lot of things.
Why did the Empire / bad guys continue building flawed Death Stars?
Because nothing's impenetrable.
Because
that's why.
Yeah, because
flawless doesn't exist. It's just that the rebels are just that crafty.
The Empire is kind of a flawed system to begin with, so
that's what
if we want to nitpick, one could say that Luke throwing his proton torpedoes inside that like fucking 3-foot wampa hole or whatever it was is a fairly fair statistical impossibility versus the sheer magnitude of the Death Star.
And technically the Empire only built the Death Star twice. So
to say that it just continues building, you're saying you're going to argue semantics of the question at this point?
Yes, because that's actually technically an incorrect statement. They've only built 2 of them.
Moving on. Why is the Starbucks logo a mermaid? I believe technically it's actually a siren, and I don't know if we're going to go mutually exclusive on that or not.
I don't know if we.
A mermaid cannot be a siren, and vice versa. So I would say that the question is slightly flawed.
I thought that the owner had sold his soul to Ariel or some kind of mermaid temptress.
No, he sold her his voice, Rob. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's
right. Poor unfortunate soul. There's a whole song and dance about it.
That makes sense.
What 2 astrological signs would be the best competition for one another in a game of chess in Project Runway?
Probably Pisces and Taurus. I think.
I was going to say Pisces, Gemini, but
what's unfortunate?
Well, Gemini is kind of all fluff. You want a little more backbone.
I think it depends on if Jupiter's waning or not, to be honest.
I will say...
no, if it's waxing, you go with Taurus. If it's waning, you go with the other one.
I'm glad that we unanimously went with...
what was that word you used?
Unanimously?
One more time.
No.
It's an anemone.
unanimously.
We did all go with Pisces. Yes.
Pisces, which means that somehow, I guess you guys all envision me up on stage. Thanks.
On Project One Way?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which starts with a W, apparently.
One Way?
Yeah.
I have sapped all of your powers to say words.
Next question. We've got about 10 left. Why were time turners used to save Buckbeak from execution, but not Harry's parents?
Because the time turner has a limited
rewind.
Yeah, whatever word you would have put on that.
Because Dumbledore needed Harry to be in the position he was in order to kill Voldemort completely.
What position was that exactly?
He was nothing more than a sheep led to slaughter to be killed at the right time. Paraphrasing Lord Snape.
What? Somebody just beeped. But in all seriousness, the time turner stopper thing was a kind of a glitch in that whole story, because if that existed, why the hell wasn't it used a whole lot more than that one time? So it was kind of a whoopsie by your girl JK to even have that in the storyline, because that would open up a whole lot more usage for a device like that.
Yeah.
She-juke, if you would.
Wow. Statistically, what is the most painful place to be tattooed?
Who compiled the statistics?
Well, everyone. I don't know. Every time I get a tattoo, I have to fill out the questionnaire that tells me where it was painful.
Okay, well, no, I don't think anybody's gotten their peckerhead tattooed, but that would be the most painful.
I would say someone has gotten their peckerhead tattooed.
Well, that's the most painful, whatever statistics can say.
Do you think the head of your pecker would be worse than underhead of pecker?
Well, no, anywhere on your shaft is going to be.
They have to keep you hard for that too.
I think
that you do it like a balloon animal. You do a really tiny rhino and then so when you get yourself in a vigor, you then you have a giant rhinoceros.
That makes sense.
When you get yourself in a vigor, you get a giant rhinoceros. Why do you sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" when you are already at?
What was that our answer? Did everybody concur to?
I was going to say your schlag. Why do you sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" when you're already at the ball game?
Because it's an homage.
It's also a mirage.
Right. Sense. And a collage.
An illusion.
God, Rob. God.
This is how we're doing it. So it went down.
David Salmonson from 12 Bottle Bar asks,
my guy.
Is my hatred of Damon Lindelof completely justified or not completely? If not completely, what percentage is?
83.
So you're saying it's not justified, but 83% of it is.
He's 83% of the way to fully justified.
I would say that's justified. Yeah.
Yeah, I think his hatred of him is completely justified.
Yeah, it's not unfounded.
Oh, it's definitely not unfounded. I would agree.
Co-founded.
He's not alone.
I think he might be on a little bit more on the zealous side. I'd probably go with like a 60-40, but.
So you're saying 60? Okay, well, that's fair.
Either way, you're in the clear.
Yeah,
David.
He also asks, does Chewbacca wipe?
With his hand.
Religiously.
I would say no.
Oh, absolutely. He's very, very conscious of that. He's a wiper with he keeps a thing of the wet wipes.
Like some dude wipes.
Yeah, and he also is real big on flossing twice a day. Really into hygiene.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Without love, where you be now? Well, that's a question that we were asked.
Drunk?
I would say
wallowing in a pit of my own despair.
Yeah, I would probably say an Arby's somewhere in southern Indiana.
That's probably about right.
That's probably my honest to God answer.
You're face deep in a bag of seasoned curlies because you got nothing else to live for.
I just had my third beef and cheddar. Yeah.
I think I'd become a politician.
It would be beef. It would be cheddar, and there would be and
hold on. This is a new thing. What is your death by Arby's? You're committing suicide by Arby's meal. Is it 2 beef and cheddars and then a double order of poppers?
No, you get the brisket, so that way you're fucking disappointed in yourself.
Yeah, you are killing yourself. Yeah. So you don't do it happily. So you get
all right. So you get 2 of their like market fresh like chicken salad sandwiches.
Yep, exactly. And then I get all, and don't misquote me here, all of their Bronco Berry sauce. So 2 market day chicken salads and like 65 gallons of Bronco Berry sauce.
And like a lukewarm Jamocha shake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want a Jamocha shake that's been sitting in Paul Snedden's work van for like a day.
That's fantastic.
My Aunt Kimberly asks, how many licks to the center of a Tootsie Pop? I
18.
think that wholly depends on your willpower allowance. Well, it depends on your willpower allowance.
Because the owl says 2.
The owl, he has a low willpower allowance. I can normally get to 4 licks before I bite into it. So,
I normally just bite into it.
Next question: why are cats such assholes?
There's no explanation for that.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that scientists everywhere are still baffled by the boundless amounts.
Because they were not meant to be domesticated. They are the devil's incantation of all his thoughts, hopes, and dreams on Earth. And it's what sad people do.
Incantation is just something that you chant.
What?
I don't know. I'm not certain.
You said incantation. You meant incarnation. They're 2 different things.
I don't know that I did.
You did.
I put milk in my carnation, like instant breakfast.
That makes sense.
I don't use water.
Lovely flower. People want cats to be dogs, but they don't realize that cats are just shitty animals, shitty feral creatures.
They are that. Kylie Krebs asks, who loves orange soda? And I'm going to say, I do. So
children love orange soda.
David Solmonson from 12 Bottle Bar asks, what's the appropriate attraction/revulsion ratio for Taryn Manning? Which I personally, I was a fan of hers when she was on Sons of Anarchy. I am going to say 71-29.
Can you clarify the question?
What's the appropriate attraction-revulsion ratio for Taryn Manning?
Okay.
I said,
but then you kind of have to throw in Orange is the New Black, and there's all of that too. So
can I go for?
I'm going 70.
I'm going a 595. I'm going to go 595.
Wow, 595. That's harsh.
Yeah, it's like 2 clicks up from I'd rather just masturbate. Which does nothing for me.
Why do they call it taking a dump when you're really leaving one? That's a very astute question. And I think it's the same reason why they say, I'm going to take a piss. It's just what you say.
Isn't it basically you're taking a moment to...
You're taking a moment
to do that, just like taking a shower.
Like, I'm going to take a moment to make waste.
Because the English language is really fucked up.
3 questions left. 2 questions left, sorry. K-Man asks, should people care about doing the right thing or doing that thing right?
Are they mutually exclusive?
I think I don't know, because I think if you were going to do the right thing, you'd want to do that thing right.
Yeah, I'll go with the former. I think that gives you more wiggle room.
I'd rather do the right thing. I guess I'd rather do the right thing and fail than do that thing I was going to do correctly.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with that.
And then Travis T. from This Freakin' Show asked the question, let's say your lives were made into a movie. Who is playing you in the movie?
Oh, God.
Rob,
does it have to be an actor?
I guess it could be an actress or an animated character.
Or an animated character?
Rob, you're being played by Ed Sheeran.
In all things, that's your.
It's just or the
That's
dude
just
who
how it
plays,
is.
He's gonna
or the dude who plays Theon Greyjoy. One of the two.
Yeah,
Alfie Allen.
I mean, they need a beard, but other than that, I suppose.
Yeah, put a beard on Alfie Allen. That's probably who plays you.
Yeah,
Do I really
that's
have
strong.
like those kinds of crazy eyes?
Yes.
Yeah, it fits. It fits.
Ouch, okay.
You're pretty much you're 9/10 of Greyjoy.
And we all know Ryan, of course, is
I will punch you in the face.
Guy Fieri.
No, I do not understand it. I don't get it.
Well, for me, it's clearly Kevin Bacon.
Savor it.
Clearly Kevin Bacon. Yeah, definitely Kevin Bacon for you.
That makes sense.
Yeah, or John Lackey, pitcher for the Chicago Cubs.
I'd let. Is
Giant
Samardzija
from
available?
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh shit! Is Samardzija
Guy
available?
Fieri. God,
I don't understand.
Funny.
I don't understand it.
That's funny though.
I just don't.
It's just too meta, really.
I've never seen it. It is. It's like an inside joke at this point. Anyway, so those were our listener submitted questions. I hope we answered them.
Thanks, listeners. That was
your ability.
Very stimulating.
And we'll do that from time to time. I kind of enjoyed that. I had a fun time there.
Yeah, I dig that.
So we had a do review, I believe. Moving on, at distancing myself from Guy Fieri.
Good luck.
Can you though?
No frosted tips, much thinner, better cook. I don't eat with my mouth open.
You do have that.
Wait. Which way were you? Who were you attributing those things to?
Me.
You're the thinner, better cook.
Yes.
Roger
with no frosted tips.
That's fair. That's fair.
I also don't
Plenty
own
of
a
frosted
visor.
flakes, though.
I don't own a visor.
And if you did, you wouldn't wear it backwards.
Yeah. See, look.
I'll give you that.
Look at all the things I'm not. But that's fine, Ed Sheeran.
But you do wear a pinky ring and a thumb ring, and
I do not wear a pinky ring. I do wear a thumb ring. I'll give you that.
It's the little things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure you have his exact sunglasses too.
Guy wears a thumb ring. Suddenly is Guy Fieri.
Shithouse. Yes, we had a do review, and it was a two-parter because, unlike some people, I assigned small things.
Batman vs Superman was like almost 3 hours long,
right?
For the record, and it cost me money.
We were all going to see it anyway. Fuck off.
Fucking says you.
It actually saved you time because I didn't assign you another task on top of the thing you were already going to do anyway. I just let that be the thing we talked about. Eat a dick. Rob, you going to see Suicide Squad was your own damn fault.
That was my own fault. I will own up to that. I thought it was a good idea. It was not.
What I fished out was I heard a rumor a week or two ago that there was going to be a TV show, a reality TV show. And the first names I heard were Henry Winkler and William Shatner, and my ears perked up.
So that was real?
That's a real show. That's a real reality show. It is Henry Winkler, Shatner, Terry Bradshaw, and George Foreman.
And then who's the other guy? Like the young guy? Like
he's like some pseudo famous dude. Like he hosted some kind of show before this, but he's just like their token, chauffeur kind of guy.
He was the second host on Singled Out.
Something like that. I don't know. He's just like the token pseudo younger guy, like shtick foil for the group.
Here's a little trivia for you. If either one of you know it without looking it up, I will buy you a soda pop. Who was Ryan Seacrest's number 2 on the first season of American Idol?
The fuck if I know.
Oh.
I don't watch that nonsense.
That would be Brian Dunkelman.
Is that somebody I'm supposed to know?
Carry on. No, but that's kind of who this guy was on this Shatner show.
Yeah, Jeff something. So it's not like a reality show, but it's like a docu-comedy drama thing. It's not like a scripted deal. And so I searched for the trailer, and it was exactly everything that I dreamed it would be. It is 60-something American bumblers, just
that's the best way to announce it.
Getting into trouble. And that clip there wasn't anything particular about that. There's other like teaser trailer clips for it. The first episode is out already, but I have not watched the whole thing. I wanted to discuss it first, but we all know I love Shatner. And
you do love William Shatner. And you all know that I hate Terry Bradshaw.
Shatner impression ever.
Oh yeah, I can't stand Bradshaw.
I don't know what you mean.
I think, Terry Bradshaw is a clown. A Papa's clown.
But I do love Henry Winkler.
Oh, God, yes. So
this clip is something short of amazing.
The one thing I learned from that clip that I thought was actually topical and, I guess our pseudo-intellectual excuse for it is that how profoundly unfunny Japan is. And I know that sounds like a slam, but if you really think deeply about it, like they as a culture aren't funny at all.
No.
And that kind of explains a lot if you really dive deep. They're socially, that's a thing. Like they're profoundly not funny.
Their whole shtick with like the Tweedledee, Tweedledum thing on that clip, wherein like that Shatner's facial expression says everything you need to know about how unfunny Japan is.
And I could watch him be unamused all day.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Either like because he's not just unamused, he's actually saying to himself, "Why the fuck am I here?"
Yes.
Like there's like he made a note during that to fire his agent.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Bradshaw is being Bradshaw, where everything. What was that? Is nobody else hearing the weird audio feedback?
I think Ryan farted.
I didn't fart. I didn't hear anything either, though.
Sure.
Good cover. Yeah, Bradshaw just being Bradshaw and being way over the top, and Shatner being awesome, and George Foreman looking confused.
But George Foreman didn't say a word.
Yeah,
no.
The whole time he just sat there, and Bradshaw was like, I'm gonna be so over the top that I can't, like, I'm not even myself anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna over laugh at everything.
Yes,
it is Terry Bradshaw-son. It's like, okay, here we go.
And Jerry.
Jeff.
I think it was
Jeff.
I think it was Jeff.
Kevin.
But I'm a big fan of Jerry.
You sold it well. You really you convinced us.
It's all about the amount of confidence you display.
It is. Right? And you said it very confidently.
So I am intrigued to see more of that. I would like to watch the next episode and see.
What channel is this? Is it like a internet
I think
show?
I think it's on NBC.
Wow. And what's it called? It's called like a bucket list or something?
No, it's geez, hold on a second. I had it right here in front of me.
I know he was on the show Pawn. Oh.
It's like, is it next best thing or something like that? Or what comes next? Something with the word next in it. Hold on. I'll figure it out. Better late than never. Sorry,
Better
I was
late
close.
than never. There it is.
I was close. And it is on NBC.
What a fucking weird show, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a debacle, but I'm going to tune in.
It's a great guest. It's a great like a bunch of dudes.
Right? I mean, that's a very if you're going to get 4 old dudes together, that's pretty fantastic. And
the results were magical.
I don't know what other 4 old dudes you can get together that would be better. Like maybe like Billy D. Williams,
I think Don Rickles is dead. So
John Madden. You know what though? Don Rickles would have been perfect. You ever heard the story about Don Rickles and Frank Sinatra?
Go on.
If you can find it, Don Rickles is on the Howard Stern show, and he's talking about how when he was younger, he goes to a restaurant and he's got this girl with him. He's trying to impress him, and he sees like across the room, he sees Frank Sinatra and like Frank and Dean Martin and all those guys, and so he sees Frank get up and goes to the restroom. So Don goes and uses the restroom, and he says, "Hey, Frank," and Frank says, "How you doing, Don?" He says, "Hey, I got this girl with me. So when we get out of the bathroom, give yourself, wait 10 minutes to come over and say hi to me, so she thinks I'm a big deal, So they go back to the table, and 10 minutes later, Frank Sinatra walks up and puts his hands on Don Rickles' shoulders. He's like, "Hey, Don, what's going on?" And Don Rickles says, he turns around and says, "Jesus Christ, Frank, I'm on a date. Get the fuck out of here."
Perfect.
Christ, he's funny.
I'd watch him on a show in Japan.
Rickles? Well,
Yeah.
Rickles on a show in Japan is one thing.
Yep.
That's something completely different than just watching Don Rickles.
I'm spitballing.
There's no way he's dead.
I hope not. I just made that up. I'd basically watch any 4 old dudes, except all the guys they got for like Las Vegas. I want whatever the opposite is of that.
That was like Ant-Man, De Niro, Pacino, and Harvey Keitel or something, wasn't it?
And Morgan Freeman, I think.
And Morgan Freeman.
Oh, hurts my soul.
Did you have another part of the Dew review?
Yeah, because we were on 60-Year-Old Funny Guys. I was also reading a little blurb that I came across about a guy that I don't think gets enough play in the 2010s. My man Rick Moranis.
Yep. Vince Clortho.
And yes, well played. And part of it is sorry, hold on a second. I want to find it so I can actually remember. I kind of forgot how popular he was in my kind of childhood heyday. And he has been off the radar, and I hadn't given it a whole ton of thought, but as I read the article, it kind of hit close to home because he had sort of stepped away from the limelight after his wife died of cancer to just raise his 2 little kids out of the public eye, which I found compelling and interesting. And
I like the fact that he's not retired. He's just extremely picky about the work he does.
Yeah, he's been doing like a lot of voice work and stuff. And I had forgotten that like there was that stretch of movies there. He did like the Flintstones and Ghostbusters and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. And really like for that time period, really big stuff. Like he was
Little Shop of Horrors,
which is a favorite of mine. I love Steve Martin too.
Well,
but what caught my attention and what made me read the article and what made me love him even more was that he was asked to reprise his role in the Ghostbusters reboot to be Louis Tully for a minute. Because I guess I did not watch it, but if anybody listens to this show, you know that I've spent some time hating on the Ghostbusters reboot. And apparently the other guys did cameo their roles. I don't know that for sure because I haven't seen it, but supposedly they all did. And he said, it makes no sense to me to do that. And I had to stand up in my office and just applaud a little bit.
It just makes
because that says it all. That just absolutely said it all. And I thought, man, another reason to love Rick Moranis, and of course, Dark Helmet.
Well, yes,
my personal Rick Moranis high watermark. So it was just nice to see his name and kind of relive some of those high points of my childhood, and know that even though he wasn't in the public eye recently, it was for the right reasons. So
is Spaceballs your Rick Moranis high watermark?
It's my Rick Moranis high watermark.
I'd say it's probably up there for me as well.
Have you seen Little Shop of Horrors, Rob?
It would have been forever ago. I know that I have, but I don't.
Have you seen Ghostbusters?
Yes.
You should revisit Little Shop.
Little Shop is really good. That I don't. As a movie, I really like that. But Spaceballs has a special place in my heart. I love Ghostbusters, but he's more of a sidebar piece to that film. But in Spaceballs, he's kind of key.
He ad-libbed the entire scene with the house party when where he's talking about like hedge funds and introducing people and.
Really? No, I didn't know that.
That wasn't. None of that was scripted. That was just Rick Moranis going for it.
I love
everything from the names to. I mean, they were like roll footage, and he just did his thing.
I would give a lot of money to just be like a fly on the wall in a scene where it's him and Bill Murray just ad-libbing.
Yeah, just riffing on each other's shit.
Throw in Steve Martin and I'll die a happy man.
Well, I remember one of the shows we got in college on my shitty TV with my shitty college TV service was that like a SCTV.
Yeah,
like Canadian Saturday Night Live,
right?
With John Candy and Rick Moranis and what's his name? He was his Leinenkugel beer guy.
No, never mind.
TJ Cremines?
I was going to say TJ Miller, but
TJ
Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas. Thank you. Not the Wendy's guy
I was thinking of.
Shut up. That is.
Is Dave Thomas not Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Dear Francis.
I don't know, Nick.
The guy who steals Pee-wee's bike, is that not Dave Thomas?
I don't know.
I'm just having one of those weird brain mash-up deals, but
I know he's Mr. F in Arrested Development.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow. You got SCTV on your bootleg college?
Yes, I did. It was awesome.
Holy shit.
I watched a ton of SCTV. Not really knowing what it was, but I recognized like the entire cast. So I was like, oh, I actually thought it was like a weird Saturday Night Live like spinoff, but I guess it turns out it was like it's Second City Television. That's what SCTV is. So there was the Second City out of Chicago, which was
your Belushis and
all the guys that were like the first wave of Saturday Night Live stars. But then there was also like Second City had another improv troupe in like Toronto, and it was John Candy and Rick Moranis and all
which
that.
Was really cool because Canada was actually funny for about 8 years.
Yep, and then Tom Green came along.
Yeah, it was like a flash in the pan thing. It didn't happen before and hasn't happened since, but for like a stretch there.
Yeah,
it was hilarious.
Right after Freddie got fingered is when it stopped.
Poor Freddie.
Yeah, right. He jerks off an elephant in that movie. Just in case anybody was wondering if that happens, it does.
You're the only one who would have sat through that whole film.
I went. Yeah, I paid to see that in theaters. Just so you know.
What?
Yeah, I'm not proud of it.
I mean, at least you weren't the one that told us to go watch Batman vs Superman.
That joke, though I
point.
get that it's a running shtick. It's not as if that's some sort of terrible movie. I mean, it's just a movie that one might not love, but it's not as if it's a waste of money. A show that calls itself GeekCastLive has to watch the comic book adaptation films.
I own the movie, so I'm not gonna disparage it too much.
It was a waste of money.
Your Marvel homerism is showing through.
I could see your slip, Rob.
Better tuck that back in.
Anyway, I thought they were good new reviews. They were very worthwhile.
Thank you. A little something different. Trying to give you a little culture there, Rob. A little something from the over 30 crowd.
I feel cultured.
You should.
Thank you for that experience.
Now go back and watch Little Shop of Horrors.
So, I'm just going to hard charge right to the next part of the show. I've decided not to fuck with segues anymore, unless they happen organically. I think it's better. Although I'm saying that, and this in and of itself would probably be considered a segue.
That's only natural.
So.
That you would have backdoor segued.
Rumor has
like
it.
a backdoor segue.
Rumor has it.
Ooh, that was a little Adele's backdoor segue just happened just then.
Oh, competing show names.
I know.
I hate it when we have two great show names.
I know. It's awesome.
Adele's backdoor segue.
Pufferfish?
What?
I said, what was the first one? Mord's Pufferfish?
Who's Lawrence Pufferfish?
I don't know.
The guy that we're naming the show after.
But the show just became Lawrence Pufferfish and Adele's backdoor segue, just in case anyone was wondering. I'm actually going to my notes segment.
Good luck finding imagery to back that one up.
I bet I can find a picture of Adele on a Segway.
I hope so.
Tremendous.
If not, the internet should help.
It's not like Rob. It's not like I'm going to find it in a shoebox full of photos.
Right. Yeah. Flip through your dossier. And, there it is.
I'm going right to the internet. I'm not like. It's not like I just.
I'm not flipping through People magazine back issues.
You don't have like Polaroids of Adele on a Segway?
No.
Polaroids.
Is that not a thing that existed once?
Yes, Rob, it existed.
Uh-huh. Yep.
They all these things we talked about exist. It's just so funny that you took it as if you actually said, like, hey, if you can't find that picture that you have in that photo album that you probably just still have in a box because you moved of Adele on a Segway, just go to the internet. You can just Google it.
Oh, I thought you did still have that book, though. Your little book of pictures, your picture book.
Rob, stop reaching in the fishbowl and just throwing pills in your mouth.
I thought you still had that little book of pictures.
Like a Disney flip book.
I didn't realize that it flipped. Does it, like, pop out?
Oh, like now the dolphin's jumping out of the water.
It's like that time I was in Fort Wayne, and so was Adele, and she was on a Segway, so I took a picture. Jesus.
It's by far your best trip to Fort Wayne.
It was my best trip to Fort Wayne. It was the only reason I was there. I was there for the Adele concert.
That makes sense.
So,
where she did that entire show on a Segway?
Mm-hmm. It was well, she narrates the Segway tour. You go to the Fort Wayne. If you take the Segway tours of Fort Wayne.
That's the one.
I wish I could do an Adele voice right now.
I know. The Segway tour of FortWayne.com. You go and you reserve your Segway, and then you put the headphones on, and
you pick up the Segway and return it to the abandoned meatpacking plant.
What do we have to do to get an annual Fort Wayne Segway tour?
Fort Wayne Segway tour.
Commit a felony.
Fort Wayne is like Indiana's Australia. It's where we send all of our felons.
It's Indiana's penal colony?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see it. Like you're driving up like 69 into Fort Wayne. On the outskirts is like the big green sign. Welcome to Fort Wayne, Indiana's penal colony.
That's what it is.
I'm pretty sure that's actually what it says.
Between Fort Wayne and Terre Haute are like the taint and under taint of Indiana.
The good old under taint.
So what is what? Good job, Nick. What does that make Gary?
Huh? Oh, a thriving, a thriving mecca
anal
of
fissure?
culture. Anal fissure
Of Indiana.com.
Yep. Gary, the anal fissure of Indiana.com. Segway Tourist narrated by Andrew Dice Clay.
Shit house.
Anyway.
Yeah, good luck segueing out of that into something else.
There's a rumor that HBO is bringing a movie or movies to a theater near you. Working title: Robert's Rebellion.
Oh, is it going to be
Really?
Yes.
wrote by anybody
A feature film?
other than
Yes.
D&D?
I hope so. I hope it's written by
I'll take Macklin.
anyone else.
Macklin can
Adam
fucking write. He can
McKay.
make a killer Robert's Rebellion adaptation.
You can't really mess it up.
Exactly.
There's source material.
But somehow they could do it.
Why would they do the feature film route instead of just making it in like an HBO miniseries?
More.
I don't think
money?
they just. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Maybe, but I mean,
right now they're just getting.
I don't think you'd
so,
have
I mean,
like.
I could see them like if that was to be a movie, I could see that's an like.
But that's not a cash cow thing. I don't think you would automatically just get all your Game of Thrones people that would just transition to that. I think that would appeal more to the book lovers. I don't think the show ever really explains or talks about Robert's Rebellion in any real sense. That's more to the book crowd.
Well, I also don't think though that you can make more than one season worth of that show. I mean, you can't stretch that on for multiple.
And why not just make it a miniseries like the night of, or do one season of? Well, I mean, I don't know. The Battle of the Bells in itself would be enough to fill, 1 2-hour time slot of a movie. So why not make it a miniseries and really do it justice? 8 episodes, and do it right.
Well, anyway, supposedly there's a high-profile cast that they've reached out to. Now, this is just I'm pretty sure it's just a 9-gag article of a Dreamcast. But it's interesting nonetheless, and I would like to get your thoughts.
Is it just every British actor of note?
No. Mm-mm. And I think there's some good casting choices. I think there's some bad ones.
All right, I'll play.
James McAvoy as Eddard Stark.
Needs to bulk up a little bit.
It's not too bad. I mean, they actually
that's solid for a young Eddard. Okay, go on.
Peter Capaldi is Aerys Targaryen.
The new
Who the
Doctor.
bleep is Peter Capaldi?
He's the current Doctor Who.
Who the fuck are you?
Who's Doctor Who?
Yeah, what you doing there, bro? Like the longest running TV series of all time.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
Okay, moving on. Naomi Watts as Rhaella Targaryen. I don't know why. I don't
sure,
know why
not?
Yeah,
she's not particularly key to that story, but okay.
Charlie Cox as Rhaegar.
Oh, really?
So Daredevil.
Not so much.
Yeah. I always thought Charlie Cox was Froggy. I just only recently realized it was the other way around.
You're thinking like Froggy Nelson.
Yeah, I was like,
no
I
way.
think that's the best of casting choices.
Tom Hardy as Robert Baratheon.
That fits.
I'd rather see Henry Cavill as him, actually.
He's not English.
Heaven forbid.
Henry Cavill's not British.
I don't think that'd be British.
They didn't cast a single American except for Dinklage.
He's actually not American because he's I'm not going to go there. Tony Curran as Tywin Lannister.
I can't picture who that is. I know that
You
name.
you need to Google the name and look at a picture of him.
Oh, Jesus. All right, fine.
No, hold on. Don't be a Twi'lek. I'm saving an image. I'm sending it to you via Skype.
I'm in front of a device.
No, you don't.
You're being a
I
Twi'lek.
don't know what that means. That penis? What do they want him to be?
Look at a picture. Hold on, you fucking stooge knuckle. Look at a picture of him next to Charles Dance. I just sent it to you on Skype.
All right.
You fucking jagamuffin.
Yeah.
You sent it to me on Skype?
Yes, on Skype. Would you like me to text it to you instead?
I'll figure it out. I don't have anything coming to me on Skype.
Jesus. It's like I'm Skyping with my dad.
Ha 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 ha. That was actually kind of funny.
Hurry up so I can make fun of your joke
Oh, it's coming. I'm also sending it to you.
here. Here we go. All right. Now I have to enlarge.
Enhance.
Holy fuck. Enhance.
Wow. I don't know who Sophie Cookson is, but I'm intrigued and impressed.
Did you say Cookson or Cookson?
I'm not sure. Tony Curran. What the fuck is Louis C.K. doing in this?
You don't think he looks like a young Charles Dance?
Sure. Yes, that's convincing.
Okay. Who's Imogen Poots?
She was in she was in that weird, it's sort of good but not quite good enough, like Roman Legion movie where Magic Mike goes like over the wall in search of the golden eagle. I believe it's called the Eagle.
There's no way that is a movie.
It is, and she's like the chick in that, and she's been in a couple other things.
You're thinking of Jupiter Ascending, and that was Mila Kunis.
No, that's the one with John Travolta where he's got the dreadlocks.
With Forrest Whitaker?
Yeah.
AE After Earth, I believe it's called.
No, that was the animated one with the big robot.
James and the Giant Peach?
That's the one with the beanstalk, right? That got panned. That was no good.
Yeah, it was Pan with Wolverine.
Jack Black.
Yep.
And Imogen Poots. She was Wendy.
She played Wendy. That's right.
She's a lovely gal.
Yeah, she's attractive. I didn't think she was bright. I thought she was bad casting choice for Wendy, but anyway, no, that's what I got.
Peter Capaldi. Yes, that's a good.
Oh yeah, I forgot you can see all those now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you like that then?
Who was there? John Aaron?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What a shitty casting.
You know, they didn't have a John Aaron, but Jim Broadbent, who played Horace Slughorn in the Harry Potter movies, was just cast for season 7. And I'm wondering do you think he'd make a good John Aaron? In like a flashback thing?
Why would there be a John Aaron flashback in season 7?
I don't know. They have Bran. They're gonna take us all over the place with time traveling wizard that is eyebrows.
Also,
So
let's take a second to say fuck.
They could do that. I don't know.
Bran.
Yeah. Yep. Do sure.
But yeah, I'm in. I don't like him either.
You.
So that's all I had for that 9gag article.
It was an article.
Definitely.
There was a lot of pictures.
Your girl was in Need for Speed, and in 28 Weeks Later. I forgot about that. She plays the daughter.
Imogen Poots.
Yeah.
I like her. Okay, in
Wait,
our
the one
next
that ran
bout
off with
of
Cillian
casting
Murphy?
news, Deathstroke.
Oh, she's also in Pop Star with your boy Andy Grammer, which I would like to see, actually. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
Never Stop, Never Stopping?
Yep. Have you seen it yet?
With Andy Grammer?
Yeah.
Did you call? Yes, I have seen it. It's worth your time.
Because it's actually got like all the
Makings of greatness.
you know what I'm trying to say here, my guys.
Like Tim Meadows.
All the Lonely Island guys are in it.
Uh-huh.
Yes. All right, I would pay money for that.
Time. It's worth your time.
Though Andy Grammer is on my to kill list.
Although maybe the best joke in the movie is said in the trailer, and Andy ends up hanging dong on stage, and afterwards his manager Tim Meadows says he's freaking out about it, and Tim Meadows says it wasn't bad. You were naked for like 10 seconds, and Andy Samberg says really 10 seconds? That's a third of the way to Mars, and
that's funny.
It's fucking hilarious. So, but yeah, it's worth.
I love Lonely Island, so I'd be all over this.
Jesus. Hey, okay, hold on. Let me. Rabbit holing. We're rabbit holing now.
It happens. Is this more about how if I could take just one person to that place in Yellowstone that's legal, I think Andy Grammer would be in my top 5.
Andy Grammer. I love it.
Yeah. I know, Rob.
Good.
I know.
I'm glad
I know,
you do.
Rob.
Saves me from having to say anything.
Are you sure?
I'm not gonna actually play the song. I'll just share the link here for you. You get a chance, go ahead and watch that Lonely Island song. So I just sent you.
I'll see if it's one of the ones that I'm quite familiar with.
Are you?
The Bin Laden song?
Have you seen it?
God, no, I haven't. I'll watch after this. They are spectacular.
Anyway, in our last little bit of news here before we move on to get the geekery, Deathstroke
Allegedly,
is going to be in the new Justice League and in the new Batman.
They could.
You think they're just teasing us?
I would very much.
What's a Deathstroke?
Pretty fatal.
He's a anti-hero in the DC universe.
Deadpool was
Deadpool
actually based
anti-hero?
off of this guy, with the exception of Deadpool is infinitely funnier. This is like Deadpool if...
Wait, you actually gave credit to
absolutely.
DC
No,
first?
Deadpool was
Well,
shamelessly
Deadpool is
ripped off
Wade Wilson.
from Deathstroke.
Deadpool is Wade Wilson. Deathstroke is Slade Wilson.
Like shamelessly
Come on.
ripped. Yeah, and then they
Really?
ended up turning
Yeah.
Deadpool into more of a parody than anything else, which was fantastic. That's what
that's
the
what it
best
is.
thing that they could have
Right.
done.
Deathstroke is serious.
And they're going to let
Deathstroke.
Clive Owen play him?
Well, this is the 15 actors who could play Deathstroke. He hasn't been cast officially.
That sounds like internet trolling.
Well, that's a Screen Rant article, so it kind of is.
So we're just going to name 15 random dudes.
Yeah, but there's some good ones, like my man Jason Clarke. Who I really like. Jason Clarke.
If they cast Gerard Butler, I won't go to the movie.
If they cast Eric Dane, I won't go to the movie.
What do you have against Eric Dane? That's your boy. Jude Law is not an action hero. Go away. Oh, yes. Cast Pedro. No, Pedro.
Can we stop trying to cast Tom Hardy in everything?
No, he's a fucking hammer. He's our next generation Sean Bean. He gets to be in every possible action movie that requires an English accent.
I don't think you can have next generation Sean Bean when Sean Bean's still part of our generation.
Nope.
Several times
He's
over.
dead. Joffrey took his head.
Quit trying to make Clive Owen a thing, too.
Clive Owen's fine, but they don't need to make him at the top of the list.
I'm also getting tired of Stephen Lang.
Who's that? Do I have to scroll down?
Bad guy in Avatar. Ike Clanton in Tombstone.
Play Cable, though.
Oh, yeah.
I would be.
He could play Cable,
no, I agree,
but this is not casting for Cable.
That would be my exception to that rule.
I do kind of have a thing for Joe Manganiello.
Say his name again?
Manganiello.
Okay.
Manganiello. It might be Mangigolo. He is man. I mean, that's what he is. He's Mangigolo.
Yeah, I think Mangigolo is the way you gotta go with that one.
I think that's actually his fucking name, Rob. Well done. Mangigolo. I enjoyed him in True Blood. And in that Netflix
Is he Edward or Jacob
movie.
in that one?
He was Edward in True Blood.
So are we going to start getting bootleg Dario Naharis as like an up and coming thing too? Then apparently,
I think so. Are you saying is he bootleg because he's not actually a Tyroshi, or is he bootleg because he's not Ed Skrein?
Ed Skrein was clearly
because
the
he's I don't know. I'm only giving Skrein the dibs because he was there first. He's a funky mutant, the mask looking.
He is
Dario, and so. Second Dario is the better Dario, but he doesn't look like a Dario. He looks like an English guy with a nice face playing a cutthroat badass killer.
How hard is it?
Supposed to be Tyroshi.
How hard is it just to give him a blue 3-point beard?
Right, and a gold tooth. It can't be that hard.
I mean, you wouldn't even have to, it doesn't even cut into your budget. It's like a penny in a bucket.
Of this list here, I will say that Tom Hardy is the best actor, star, whatever of this list. But give it to Keanu.
You think Keanu?
Yep, just do it. John Wick won me back. That Keanu can just be that guy. So roll him out.
You know he's making they're making a new Bill and Ted's.
All right, take Keanu away. You had your moment.
Take Keanu and put it in your ass.
And give me Eric Dane.
Oh, yuck.
What a scrote.
He is. His whole face is
scrote
punchable.
face.
It's punchable.
He's the Jay Cutler of bad English actors.
I don't think. Why is every actor that we've mentioned English?
Is he not? Aren't these guys all except Keanu? Aren't they all English?
I don't think Eric Dane's from like Malibu.
Fuck him, he looks British.
Or Madison. I don't know.
He's got British punch me face.
That's the name of the episode. Just so you know, it's British punch me face.
So what are you geeking on this week, Nick? Anything special at all, or?
I've been, as I alluded to earlier, busy driving this week, but I've been reading more of that Nick Offerman book that I alluded to a couple weeks ago. It's called Gumption. I'm far enough into it now that I wouldn't go so far as to recommend the whole book. It's kind of an acquired taste, but I think you guys on this show would really like it. It's kind of a comedic historical fiction thing. But I would encourage next time you're at the library, Ryan, find the hardback version of it and just read like the first 3 chapters about George Washington, Ben Franklin, and the third guy escapes me because I'm really tired. But
Alexander Hamilton.
Yes. Just read like the first 50 pages, and you'll either know if it's like your thing or not. But I'm enjoying it. He's got some thoughts I agree with. He's got kind of a comedic history look with a sense of patriotism. So it's a good read if you're into that type of thing. And then I have been amusing myself by looking at celebrity real names and understanding why so many celebrities went that route. You don't think about it much, but if your name was Maurice Micklewhite, why wouldn't you be Michael? Why wouldn't you become Michael Caine and be the most screen-timed actor of our generation? So it makes sense.
Glorious point.
Yeah. Anybody want to take a stab? Anybody want to take a stab at Ben Kingsley's real name without Googling it?
Yes, I am not Googling it. I am saying his name is Jesper Siddhartha.
Rob, you want to take a stab at Ben Kingsley? Sir Ben Kingsley's name? It's always fun to play the game with you, Rob. No, his real name is Krishna Pandit Bahanji. So see the show notes for Full Moon Harvesting of Detlef Shrimp and other such.
It's another great show title.
We're just stockpiling them. We're going to be good all the way into September.
The Full Moon Harvest of Detlef Shrimp.
That sounds like one of those like murder, like true life murder shows on A&E.
Jesus.
Keep sending in the questions via whatever avenue one prefers. Keep them coming, and you'll get airtime.
And September 17th,
be there.
The
West Lafayette, Indiana.
GeekCastLive meetup at 9 Irish Brothers, noon on the 17th. Be there or be not there. Plugs.
I assume there'll be some plugs. So, Rob's Pimp Hand is strong.
If you like what we do and want even more of it, support the show at patreon.com. Patreon is a website that allows listeners like you to support your favorite artists, musicians, and high-functioning creatives. So head on over to Patreon and search GeekCastLive today.
Operation Supply Drop has been with us from the beginning, and we are a better podcast for it. These guys send video game care packages to our troops both domestic and abroad, and have raised well over $1 million in doing so. If you could help us return the favor by following them on Twitter at OP Supply Drop and by checking them out at OperationSupplyDrop.org, we would thank you most kindly.
If you like what we do or you want to harass us, be sure to check us out on Twitter at GeekCastLive, GeekCastRye, GeekCastBase, GeekCastJoe, and GeekCastNick. If you want to check out our podcast, be sure to go to GCL.ninja. Want to check our Facebook out and interact with us? GeekCastLive is what you got to search for. And be sure to check us out on iTunes. Give us 5 stars. Lie if you have to.
If you have listened to the show before, you are most likely familiar with the guys from Wayward Raven. And if you haven't listened to the show, you're going to have to just trust me on this one. These guys are the best and have some kick-ass wares over at waywardraven.com. So head over there and check them out. Use our discount code NECKBEARD and save yourself some dollar bills. Hey everybody, GCR here. Thanks for listening to another episode of the GeekCast Live podcast. This week's bit of bass is The Getaway by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Smoke 'em if you got 'em.
Take me through the future. It's time, you'll find just another color-coded crime. Incision and a suture. You told my friend we would get it on no matter when. A super cavitation. Let's go. You show me something no one will ever know. A love hallucination. Another lonely superstar to get away inside your car. Taking much too far. Surrender to the brave inside a lover that another tried. Take it to my ride. You don't have to keep it if it's mine. Another place, maybe another time. Complete, repeat, sitting in your car and on your street. Lost in California, let's steal this wheel. Take a spin to find out how we feel. Just around the corner, slow down for sound. Turn it up and know we can't be found. The body that we transcend, asleep, you weep. Find out that the trick is never cheap. A melancholy girlfriend, another lonely superstar to get away inside your car. Taking much too far. Surrender to the brave inside a lover that another tried. Take it to my ride. You don't have to keep it if it's mine. Another place, maybe another time. That's right, you're right. We will do our thing tonight, alright. Drive the Constellation.